never walk this road, then you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. About to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm FLEECE Johnson.
Hey, what's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit. What's up, FLEECE?
Howdy. Howdy.
You doing all right?
Oh, yeah, as especially any cowboy can do.
Okay. Man, let's get into it, man. I got some since I had a couple people tell me that I think I sounded intelligent last time. And I was fooling myself and all that. I don't know where they get that from. It tells me I did sound intelligent to them. That's what that tells me, but it's cool. FLEECE, do you know what the 13th Amendment is?
No, I don't.
The 13th Amendment and forced labor. And I'm glad you said you didn't know, because I really feel like if more people knew what it was, and don't get me wrong, it's not going to fix everything. But I do feel like if more people knew what it was, then they would maybe think about it before they made certain decisions in life to end up in prison.
Okay, what is it?
The 13th Amendment and forced labor is the United States. It's the Constitution abolished slavery, except as a punishment for crime. And I say except because the exception clause is the key. It allows forced labor to continue legally inside prison. And after slavery ended, Southern states started arresting large number of black men for minor and vague offenses. These men were leased out to farms, mines, and railroads. This system was actually known as the convict leasing. And this is the crazy part. This is the part that really got my attention. A lot of times it was worse than slavery, because the companies didn't own the prisoners. So they had no long-term interest in keeping them alive. They was working in horrible environments. They didn't care if you got hurt. They didn't care if you got killed. They actually said it was worse than slavery, because in slavery, at least the people wanted you to be alive so they can use you, so they can continue to use you.
It was the same.
Yeah, but these companies didn't care.
They didn't care then.
Now, I wonder how many guys, like I said, it might not make a difference, how many people actually know what the 13th Amendment is and what it reads. Because if you read it, it gives you the layout. It gives you their plan.
Okay. Now, let me give you something to think about.
Okay.
True enough, that's the United States Constitution Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
But every state has their own constitution.
Mm-hmm.
They got a Kentucky Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
It got to be in line with that. But if you read what the 13 minute on the Kentucky Constitution, it might be totally different.
It's gonna be forced labor.
Now, we dealt with that. The Supreme Court of the United States, the highest court in the land, under that case, Hutto versus Finney.
Mm-hmm.
That's Hutto versus Finney. Finney. Arkansas case made a landmark decision where they had addressed that 13th Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
And because they seen that the states was telling the convicts that they didn't have no rights, right? That they can force them.
That's not what that says.
Well, listen to what I'm saying, though.
Okay, go ahead.
Forced labor and slavery and all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in that Hutto versus Finney ruling, the Supreme Court said, yeah, they wanted all the states. They ruled for and applied to every state in the country that these prisoners do have rights, that their rights do not stop at the doorstep when they get ready to step into prison. That even in prison they have rights, right?
Yeah.
Even search and seizure rights, right? right to property, right to certain other things, not right to bear arms though, right?
Right.
And they had to let the corrections know because they was abusing that, and people would take these amendments like they do the Bible verses and misinterpret them and misapply them and have a meaning ascribed to them that it really ain't fitting, right? Because and they was forcing prison. When I first came to prison, I came at the end of it getting ready to be abolished, right? I came probably at the end of it when it was right there, peaked up. Well, inmates were forced to do this and forced to do that.
Yeah.
Even in death, right? Where we didn't even have electricity at the time. We had a coal thing in we had to heat the prison up by putting coal in it and a furnace. And there was a lot of deaths and stuff came through the chain gang, where they were forcing inmates to bust rocks and blocks of bricks and labor. But technology, man, changed a lot. In the Supreme Court, they spoke on this an amendment and ruled on it. It's just how we gonna apply it to the states, right? And every court has to abide by their ruling.
Yeah, but that's why y'all make between 10 cents and $1 an hour, which is still slavery.
Yeah. And now they don't the way they work that out now is like, yeah, it's still that way. But they look at it like, well, we pay your bills.
What, your jail bills?
Yeah, your gas and electric, your roof. We give you free clothes, free shoes, toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant. All that's free. Towel, wash rag, underwear, socks, shoes, mattress, and all that. And your food is free, right?
Is it free?
Yeah. According to them, right?
Yeah, because you gave up your freedom. It's not free.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that's how they look at it, right? That they give by them providing you all this, right? They're not gonna give you, and for your labor, no $200, $500 a week job, right? You know, and people out here on the streets that is making $500 to $600 a week, but they gotta take out of that $500 to $600 and pay for the roof over their head, the shoes on their feet, the food they put in their stomach, their cable bills and all that. They gotta take and out of that $500, and what would they leave them? That would leave them probably, we still making more than them. You know, they probably don't have nothing left over.
Well, remember, that's 4 times a month.
Yeah.
So that's, you talking about $2,000. They have more than y'all.
Well.
And plus they got their freedom.
Well, yeah. But the way I'm trying to word it is that that's why they feel they shouldn't pay us a whole lot from what they already paying for.
Well, I'm not even talking about what they're paying you for. I'm just saying that's what should keep you out of prison, because of the simple fact that when you work, they got your freedom, and then when you work, you get paid in the States, between 10 cents and $1 an hour.
They pay you for working.
I know that's not no pay.
I'm talking about, now listen, what I mean is, you got a lot of guys getting locked up. They go to prison, and then people in prison got it set up. They want to help. They got programs. They run straight to all the newcomers and tell them, we recommend you go to school, take up college. When was the last grade you completed? Would you like to complete your education? Take college up, take up some trade. But most of the little gang affiliated, whoever they think they are, tough guys, they don't want to do it.
And they know that.
Yeah, they don't want to do it.
No, what I'm saying is the states know that.
Yeah.
They know that most of them won't do it. So we're going to offer it to make us look good.
No, they actually try to help them, man. I'm gonna
See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you,
They not trying to help shit.
You ain't listening,
and you can't help them going in there.
Listen,
it's free labor.
Here's how they do it. When you locked up, they already done come to the term when they know you're gonna get out. How we want this man to get out? What type of person we want to send back to the streets? Worse one, one that done learned his lesson, right? We got people come in, we don't expect to help all of them. None of them, really. But we're going to have help here for people that wants help. We're going to have it here. Whatever, if you are Muslim, a Christian, a Catholic, we got all your religion here. We got a place where you can go worship. You know, we got meditation spots for you and stuff now, right? We got trades. If you know you're going to do 10 or 12 years, get into trade, put some schooling up on your belt, man, so you can, when you get out, you got something you know how to do, right? Master this shit, right? Take advantage of the college courses. You know, you get credits on. You know, get your college education right here in prison free, man. Your tuition and all this shit is paid
And you think they came up with that on their own?
No, whoever.
It was organizations that fought against it to make sure they implemented that so y'all could get that. But what I'm trying to tell you is, it was easy for them to do, because once they start seeing that people wasn't taking advantage of it, they pulled their plan all the way together. It made them.
You won't let me finish, man.
You act like they came up with it on their own.
I'm telling you, if you let me finish.
Okay, go ahead. You keep going around.
No, I ain't going around nothing. There's a difference between the truth and all the truth, man. What we done discussed so far is true, but there's other parts of it that'll make a difference in the whole conversation.
Okay, I'm listening.
The whole conversation is, take that Dr. Howley. He's a doctor. Who he got with him? His wife. They the doctors at 6 prisons and make 6 different incomes. You got the people in the school. They come out. The people, the school teachers, they got a job. They get big money for this shit. And they want to teach, right? To keep that job so they can keep money in their pocket. Then you got people, I start seeing in the penitentiary, they start hitting the government, the people that work there, start creating programs. They can be in control of, put their people in control of these programs. It ain't even about us, it's about them making a living for themselves, man. The more programs they bring in, they got people that is working these programs is making money off of it. They making their money. So they care about these programs, not about us. About the program, about them making a living for themselves. John Howard, he runs the inmate canteen. I cracked the joke. I said, what you make, John Howard, a year? $1 million? He's all FLEECE. I make that every 2 months. He make over $1 million every 2 months in the penitentiary of selling all the commissary shit. And he'll petition the warden them to let him sell tennis shoes, a whole bunch of shit.
I bet he did.
Yeah, he does that to make his money. And then all them places that they tell us now, we got to, when we buy TVs, our TVs and CD players and CDs, it got to come from a company, a certain company now that they got now, that company got contracts with the penitentiary now. They the only company that sells all the stuff that we buy, right? And the penitentiary gets money off of this shit, right? So when inmates in prison can come up with a program or something, they can make the administration money, or make some people, or they can hire some people. They'll let it go. But as far as them actually sincerely caring about us, no. They care about the money that they making. And that's why we getting a lot of programs, because now people seeing It's prison stuff is big business, big money, easy money, man. You know, we got one lady, she was over like 5 programs. And she's making big money. And she'll go around and get all the inmates involved and stuff and make everybody then they got the inmates take up we do special when we want special activities and stuff, we put up donations for our shit. The movies we want to watch, that we want the state to go buy so we can see, we pay the money for that. And they go buy these movies, right? And the state get a kickback off of that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when we come up with programs and stuff, they don't have our program on, they get the kickback, right? Mm-hmm. And get, attention for it, they doing so good with these inmates and all this shit. And it's happened to some people, the Deadbeat Dead. That's the program, for the Deadbeat Deads, right? That, inmates created that. And they let us, we got to take up donations, where we can, afford whoever coming to set in on it. They got to be paid. And then we pay for the food and coffee and refreshments. All that come out of our pockets out of donations.
If they go through that program, does it shorten their time? Can they go up in front of the board and say, I completed this program?
Yeah, but the pro boards like it, they don't want to hear the shit. They sit on one thing. They don't want to hear about your goddamn education, how many jobs and trades you done had. They don't care a fuck about that. They want one thing to come out of your mouth, that you express remorse for what you did to get you in here. That's the main thing. You can sit there and think you conning them people. Yeah, I got a GED, I got college degrees, I ain't been in no trouble. And they'll tell you, we see you in 5 years. And you be like, the fuck, man, I did everything right. No, you didn't express no remorse for what you did, bro. Whatever you did, the lives that you messed up, the sorrows and hurt you brought in the family's lives, you need to speak on it. When they see you fucked up about that, you can have no education, and they'll put you up out of here. He done learned. We want him to acknowledge what he did to get him here. Speak on it. Because they ask all the inmates, they do the same thing. They say, is there anything you like to say? Last words. Yes, I got good family support waiting on me. I got a church and a job waiting and all this shit. And things you need. But when they say anything else, no ma'am, or step out. They say not once did he expressing any remorse for what he did to get him in there. He's talking about all this con shit. He gonna come to prison, play the game, stay out of trouble, get a job, get a trade, get the fuck out of here. He ain't changed.
Well, you made my point about the money part, but
yeah.
But where you lost me was where I thought you was going when you saying when you felt like they put out that the prisons' number one goal was to put those programs in place to help the prisoner. I feel like they was put in place because organizations stood up and made them do it, and then they did. They didn't do it on their own.
Nah,
if I got a prison, that's what I'm saying. Because then I have to spend.
They hate prisons. These people that works in there, that's the battle. The main battle is you go in there. They always put prisons in them real poverty-stricken areas, right? Where all the people in that area need jobs. They ain't got shit, right? The only job is a coal man, all this shit, right? Motherfucker looking for a job, man, and they say, wives tell them, Harold, they open that old prison up down the way. You should go. I'm going to do it, Samantha. I'm going to get one. And when they get these jobs, it means a lot to them. They willing to do any goddamn thing. But when they work her and they see these inmates living better than them, that's where it comes from, man. And they don't want to do shit for it. They want to take our shit. They want to try to aggravate us and get us in a situation where we can go off and make the state take our shit, man, because they don't like the fact that we got more than they do. And they working in the motherfucker. They come to work every day, and we just ain't on the streets, but we living better.
Did you see the population grow from the time you got in prison in the mid-70s to, say, the 90s?
Yeah, I seen that growth. I seen the growth and understood it, right?
Did you see how many more black people's getting locked up?
Yeah, man, I remember a time when you would see people in prison from Louisville, the city, Lexington, they had, the city. And you might see one or two, maybe one Indian, a Mexican, for 10, 12 years. Number one person there's an actual real Indian or a real Mexican, and they just be walking by themselves and stuff. And then over the years, man, that population busted. I start seeing these young people come in now. Then I start seeing a lot of Mexicans.
You know what years? Do you remember what years? Because mass incarceration was like, I think, between 1980 and the early 2000s.
Yeah, it was in between them, the 90s and the thousands, man. They just picked up. They blended their population, just picked up with people, man, because laws is changing, man. And see, there's a law in the Constitution that really would have saved the Trump administration a whole lot of time going through what they going through to try to force shit through executive orders, right? And it was called ex post facto. And see, if you check out ex post facto, the very first case was Callis versus Bull. It was dealing with a landmark case. It was a landmark case dealing with a land issue, but the Supreme Court, for the first time, doing Justice Chase and Justice Blackstone as judges, they didn't know what ex post facto was, man. They didn't know what it was. And they sat there and tried to, Justice Chase was asking, I can answer every question that Justice Chase asked, a question trying to find out what ex post facto was, right? And what it is, it's a law-making provision. Ex post facto say can't no state create no ex post facto law. No state can create that. No president, nobody. And what is ex post facto? It's just a law making, but it teaches you the correct way to make a law. What it tells you in the Constitution is, ex post facto said that before you can create a law, you got to do away with the law in its place. Like, you can't have two laws acted at the same time. Like, one law saying the max you can get is 10 years. Then here come another law saying that 10 years can be enhanced to a life sentence because PFO, persistent felony offender. But you got two laws active, right? And that's in violation of the Constitution. You can't have that, right? You got to do away. You can create that law, but you got to do away with the law first. You can only have one law active, right? Under ex post facto, the president, if he wanted to, under ex post facto, he can do away with laws. Congress and Senate, they can do away with law, all the laws, and create new laws under ex post facto, man. Without executive order, without any taking votes or anything, man. They got the power to do that right now if they wanted to. But they would have to say, well, we're going to do away with this law, and in this place, we're going to put this law. You can't have two laws acted at the same time. That's all ex post facto is law-making provision teaches correct way to create and establish law. It's saying that every law they got out here can be changed under ex post facto. Every law. President can change every one of them. The only thing he can't change is the Bill of Rights. You know, them rights that they said nobody can touch, right? You know, the right to freedom of speech and all this stuff, right? But as far as the laws, on the ex post facto, you don't have to go executive order. He can hit that clause right there and take it from a retroactive thing that they try to put it in and put it up under the true law-making provision, and they can do away with all them laws, voting laws, and the law, and create new laws, and it'll be constitutionally legal. That's it. I learned a whole lot about the laws, man. I should have been a lawyer.
What? Hey, let's switch up a little bit. What part of you? Somebody asked. These are some questions that were sent to me. I can't ask all of them, but I'm gonna ask some of them. What part of you died the first year you was locked up? What part of you died?
The caring part.
That died the first year?
Man, yeah, I wasn't getting no visits. Nobody come to see me or nothing, man. I'm angry now. You know, I done did enough good out there in the street. So what? I robbed the people. But look what I was doing with my money, man. I was giving my money to a lot of people, man. I helped a lot of people. So when I got locked up, my own family, nobody came to see me, man. I ain't with that, man. Yeah, it died in me. That caring part, you know, being treated, I'm a child too. Now I don't understand nothing now. I don't care no more. I don't care if I ever get out. You know.
You said you didn't care if you got out?
I don't give a damn if I ever got out. That's how I was.
The first year?
Yeah. I could have got out in 13 months. Hell, I went up for parole the first 13 months. Could have got out. I was in a hole, fighting. Go up for a parole. Do you want out, Mr. Man? Fuck y'all. How about that? Well, we'll see you in 3 years, man. Suck my dick. I had an attitude and I didn't give a fuck. I'm going back. I'll fight these motherfuckers. I'll do whatever I gotta do. I'm mad at people. And then when I got to a real bad prison, where they gonna treat you real bad, kill some more shit in me. You know.
Because then they was treating you like a dog. So.
Yeah, I didn't understand a lot.
You probably just answered this, but how did prison change the way your brain works?
You know, your brain process everything you go through day in, day out. You store it up in your memory banks. You can live in denial all you want to, but going to prison, you spend enough time, man, you're gonna find yourself in some dangerous situations, bad situations. You're gonna be forced to acknowledge the fact that you got a damn problem. And you're gonna acknowledge that fact. What you've been refusing to believe and acknowledge what led you to prison is most people come to prison don't think they got a problem. I'm just doing what I gotta do to survive, all that shit. I did what I had to do when I caught her sleeping with another man. You know, any man would have done it, all that shit. You know, no, any man wouldn't have done it. The point of the matter is, when you do enough time in prison, it's gonna force you to look at yourself, man. You're gonna realize that you the problem. It ain't your mama, your daddy, your society, your grandmama, how you was raised, who molested you, all that bullshit. You're gonna realize without a doubt you the problem. You can't blame God, you can't blame nobody, man, but yourself. Prison gonna make you realize that.
You don't tolerate disrespect in prison, but I heard you have to deal a little different. What happens in your body when someone out here disrespects you?
Well, prison prepared us for disrespect because, like I said before, The mental institution told the state, we can't take care of these mentally disturbed inmates, man. We don't have the necessary funds to provide treatment. We're going to send them to y'all prison. Y'all deal with them. And all the prisoners knew they was coming, man. So people with zero tolerance, we got to raise our tolerance up now. Ain't no more, I'm going to kill anybody that disrespect me. You'll never get out. The type of people they put in prison now, yeah, you're going to get disrespected. You know, and you're going to have to raise your tolerance up to deal with it, you know.
But I thought you said when you let somebody get away with something,
that used to be the
somebody
old
else
time.
would try.
Yeah, it used to be the old days, man.
Okay.
What I'm saying, what's going on now, is people is trying to avoid them situations now in prison. Because they seeing they ain't putting up with nuts in a fruitcake. People that really can't do time. People that no matter how tough they was in the street, they locked up now and they tripping out, man. They ain't think prison's gonna be this bad. And yeah, you got a lot of them still to kill your ass, right? A whole bunch of them. They don't care if you're crazy or not. You disrespect, your ass is out of here.
What happens in your body disrespect out here, though? What happens when somebody disrespects you? FLEECE, what happens?
Man, I walk away, I bless them.
Nah, you be madder than that. I talk to you.
I talk
Number one, you
it.
can't even believe you walked away.
Yeah.
You feel like they tampered with your manhood a little bit. You don't feel like a man for a few minutes. You do the right thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about what you be telling me after it happens and what I've seen. So tell the truth.
Yeah, it is the truth. The truth is what I go through, I gotta go through. I done been conditioned and trained. I done been through all my horse shit, man. That 40 years I did in prison, man, it was like, whatever I go through out here is like nothing in comparison, right? And so this shit is like a piece of cake to me for real, but what is real serious at first was the disrespect. And I done fallen, man, you fight so much, man, you get fatigued, man. You just, you don't want to fight no more because you be like, man, I'm the last guy I fought. He didn't get a lick. I put him almost out of here. He didn't get one lick. Running all that mouth, he didn't get a lick off, right? It was begging for his life. And then, but you got in trouble over it. And you be sitting there, man, what's wrong with me, man? I keep biting. You know, I keep letting people trick my hands, man. You know, take me to a battle, and then when we go to the battle, y'all won't scream like little bitches, right? Really, I wasted my time, right? And then you realize that no matter how you whoop them, it ain't gonna change the person. Man, we done put people on life-saving machines and they done got off. It's still the same way, worse. It didn't change nothing in them.
So
you ain't gonna change nobody putting your hands on.
So out here, do you think, and I think you do know, out here what makes it a little difference is when somebody disrespects you and you run up on them, they could have a blower on them. They could have a gun.
9 out of 10, when they come off smart out of here, they do have a blower. That's why they smart. They feel that they got something that will back them up.
Do you think about that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I don't, hell yeah, that's the first thing, man. When motherfucker come out with something silly, first thing I think he must be weapon up, right? Mm-hmm. This motherfucker gotta have a weapon on him to run his mouth like that. Even if he didn't, you know, he can put me in a situation where, well, I don't fight the way they fight. You know, if I fight you out here and you hit that ground, ain't nobody break it up, you gonna die. Right. I'm gonna stop you till you die. Mm-hmm. That type of shit. So I'm trying to work around that. I don't want to fight nobody, but
that's cool.
It is what it is, man.
So what was the hardest phone call you ever made from prison? That you ever made from prison?
Trying to one of my hardest calls, man, was I would say trying to help my daddy that one time, man, when they shot me and didn't take me to the hospital in prison. I filed a lawsuit. I had a good one too. Yeah, this lawsuit's giving put big money in my pocket, right? Get me out of prison. All this stuff. I'll be set for life. And my daddy got in trouble, and I didn't like my daddy, man. But I got a lot of respect in my heart for parents, right? Even though I don't like you, the fact that you my father made a big difference. And when I was told that he was locked up, and if I don't drop my lawsuit, he wasn't gonna get shock probation. And
you already knew what they was doing to you in there, so.
Yeah, look what they doing to me. He had like, nobody cared. These people in there trying to kill me, man. And
so you didn't want him in there?
And I didn't want my daddy in there, cause they gonna take it out on him to get at me, all this shit. They couldn't do nothing with me, but they can with him, right? I dropped it. I dismissed that lawsuit, man. Let him out. Let him off the chains, man. And then when I told my daddy about it, that at least he could thank me, he said, man, you didn't do nothing. My lawyer did that. I felt so bad, man. I said, I wish I could have did. I should have let it there go to prison. Well, I could have stayed here, man, but I got more. See, that type of stuff showed me who I am for real, right? You know, if I was the devil, the good seed out of bad seed. I know I ain't no bad. I just did a lot of bad where I can be mistaken. But all the people that truly know me, they know my heart, man, and they don't know. Some of them be wrestling, trying to figure out how did he do all this, you know, based on, man's heart is good, man. And he must have been fucking not in his right man, or they don't fuck with him or something. But people try to understand that, and even me. That's why I got a book out called Who's FLEECE Johnson? This book, I'm trying to learn who the hell I am. I know I'm good. I know I got a good heart. I know there's a lot of good in me. I know I spend most of my life dressed as a wolf, but born as a sheep.
You was born as a sheep?
Yeah, man. I wasn't born to be mean or evil or nasty. I was born to be nice and caring and helpful and loving. You know, almost like a sheep, man. And just, but then to get through life around all these wolves, I had to dress up as one. I'm one of y'all. I'm worse than you.
Well, I'm glad you said it. Did your street reputation matter inside?
Hell yeah. What you know for is what you know for. If motherfuckers don't know you, they gonna try to figure out who you are, what you know.
Yeah, but you ain't got no gun in there, so if it was gunplay.
You'll get tried.
Oh, okay.
You get tried. Everybody, whoever you are, like I said, you go to prison, Prison gonna show you who you are. You wanna know how strong you are? Or if you a man or whatever the fuck you claim to be, go to prison. You shouldn't even have to go to prison to know all that, but some people force it.
This is a hypothetical question, last one for the day. The last question. We got some other stuff going on in the interview.
Yeah.
Would you wish prison on your own son?
On who?
Your own son.
Hell yeah. If he did something.
No. Wish. Like, no, like your first thought, would you wish prison on your son? Not if he did something. If you had a son, would you wish prison on him?
No.
Okay.
Why?
I just asked the
I
question.
wouldn't want him to ever go.
Because when we first started this, you said prison was better than out here.
Man, you misunderstand shit.
That's what you said.
But yeah, I know what I said, but you still ain't listening.
It's what you said. I'm going off of what you said.
That.
There's no way.
You said it ain't.
There's no way.
You been out here?
Nobody. Yeah, I've been out here.
Have you been in prison?
No.
Well, go. And then tell me.
You don't have freedom. Why would I want to go?
Bruh, you don't understand. Once you get in,
You're not gonna make nobody understand that.
You had anybody been in prison?
I done asked them.
Okay.
Ain't never one of them say prison was better than out here.
You won't even let me talk. I can't make my point because you won't let me.
Okay, go ahead and say something crazy.
You call it crazy, whatever. But take the people out here right now that is homeless. All right? Take them. Take the people that can't pay their bills, right? They got an apartment, keep getting evicted out of different apartments and all this, losing this job, that job, I can't get a job, I don't want one, whatever the situation. And what they going through out here. I take them same people, they ain't got shit, are struggling, and put them in a penitentiary where the cable bill is free, the medical is free, everything is free, the clothes, shoes, their food, and everything. And then let's say while he's in prison, he just hit a hell of a streak, man, where money is coming to him, he's gambling, he's winning, he's making thousands, making thousands a week. As out here, he didn't have shit. He's making thousands a week, man. Only thing he don't have is a woman. He can't go this place or that place, but he's making bread and he's surviving. And so when he get out of prison, be out here a good 8 or 9 months, he find himself back in a situation where he ain't got shit. He can't hustle. He ain't making what he made in life. Ain't no motherfucker take care of him like the state took care of him. Now out here, he gotta step up and be a man. Now I guess if you was a man out here and you worked out here and you had a good job where you could provide for your family and pay bills, yeah, life is great. But to a person that is opposed to working, stepping it up, getting his life in order, yeah, this ain't shit.
Yeah, well, prison would be best to them.
That's all I was saying.
If they're not willing to work and do the right thing, yeah.
Right. But if you working and you doing the right thing, hell no. Man, this is love, man.
Nobody with sense will give up.
Hell no. Nobody. But I'm saying that booty's more important than water, my nigga. But as far as a relationship, Now, cause I don't know the extent of your medical shit now, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know how bad it is, and I don't want to get involved. And a year or so down the line, you about ready to die or some old shit, and the shit done got worse than you didn't tell me, right? Mm-hmm. It had to get bad for you to go medical with it, right? Fucking your liver and shit up, right? So, I'm sorry to hear that, but before all this happened, yeah, it would have been cool, man. I'd rock with you, or something like that, but I ain't ready to take on all this shit and get all involved, and then you start your body's getting ready to start fucking up now, right?
Yeah, but you don't tell your heart who to fall in love with.
Yeah, I do.
You
But
do?
I tell a person this, and I stuck by this.
How you control who your heart falls for?
Well, if you listen, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
This is my main motto in life that I live by, right? I started changing it here recently, but I'm going back to it, right? I tell a person that I'm in love with, I give you all of it. Me. I share with you, give you respect, loyalty, all this shit, man. Be true, all this. I give you everything. Only thing I'm gonna keep, which I'm always keep something back for myself. And she said, "What's that?" I said, "My heart."
Well, how you in love with
I'm
somebody?
keeping that because I'm not gonna let you break that, right? And in other words, I'm gonna be in a relationship with you. I know the responsibility of a relationship. I'm gonna fulfill them, right? I'm gonna fulfill them responsibility, be there for you, love you, care for you, protect you if I can, right? And do whatever I'm able to do, right? And be there for you, good time and bad time, right? And be real with it. And right along through that, you can turn right around, right at that point, and tell me I found somebody else, and I'll be like, okay, well, whoever it is, I'll dive how you want to work this out, right? Who's gonna stay, who's leaving, and how we gonna get all this on the route, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and be like that. Well, that part in my heart. Cause I know what people are nowadays in this world, right? People been together 30 and 40 years, man, just turn on each other all of a sudden. Kill each other, all this shit. I done read true stories on it. I talked to people that done it in prison. Been with this woman, man, for over 27 years, man, and then killed him. He never put his hands on him. Motherfuckers is changing. It's almost like in the Bible. I remember that verse means a lot to me when they were sitting at the table. The Last Supper. And they been together. See, Jesus started preaching at 30. His preaching lasted 3 years because the scripture says he's going to only be a short time, right?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't here to stay and all this, live with a message and get up out of here and then come back, right? So they was together for 3 years. All of the disciples, he chose all 12 of them. He sat at the table. They all happy and stuff, and he said, "One of y'all gonna betray me." Like, is he tripping? You know what I say? We brothers, man. They said, "Who is it?" One of them that leaned on him like, "Hey, who did tell her all that it was him, right?" He said, "Well, whoever I give it to when I dip it, that's who it is." Remember this moment?
When he dipped what?
That bread in that thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When he dipped that, he gave it to Judas. Soon he touched it. The scripture said like immediately, the devil entered him. It's like what I seen in Cliff.
It exposed it.
What I seen in Cliff, they right inside of him. And they locked eyes, and Jesus told that thing, said, "Whatever you're going to do, you better do it quickly." He got up from the table and left, right? And went and did a little, check his part out. You remember I said when I came back down, told him to bring Cliff out, it wasn't in him no more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he cracked a joke about it. But when all this stuff was over, they done took Jesus and shredded him and all this stuff, and that thing left him. And he like, he went and hung himself.
Mm.
Now, I said, oh my God. He didn't even know that thing can get in him at will, cause who he was born. He was one of his from birth, right? You know, passed on as a human, right? But anywhere in life, he can get him to do what he wants, his will. He'll do his will anytime, right? It was like he didn't know the disciples. And then when Jesus came back, you know, when they say he rose on the third day, and that's what I was telling little you do and I, when he wanted to kill New York, I explained this part to him. I said, look, boy, listen what Jesus said. I said, one of them agitators, one of his disciples, you know, some people like to get shit started. They were walking and Jesus revealed to me, I'm Jesus, right? They didn't know who he was. So I said, how's that possible? Well, now I know, because they say nobody got the same DNA. When you out of here and come back, you gonna come back in a different form with a different DNA. There ain't no such thing as two sets, right? So he had to come back different, right, to meet them qualifications of not having the same DNA, right? So they seen the one that betrayed him ever before he hung himself, right? They said, oh, and what should we do with him, the one that did this? And pointed at him, he was down out looking. And Jesus said, what is it to you? And them exact words. He said, what is it to you? And I was, man, y'all up. He said, I told you to follow me, not make decisions for me. You know, what is it to you if I destroy him now or later or whatever? In other words, stop instigating, man. I was telling Twin, man, you gonna hear that shit, you know, why didn't you kill him? You know, he snitched on you and all this shit. And I read that scenario in the Bible and made him understand it, right? You know, what is it to you? So, but I'm telling you, man, them things get in people and you don't know.
I asked you this before. How you know all the stuff you did? How you know it wasn't in you if you don't know?
I know. See, that's the difference. That's why you remember in the tie and the wheat story, the people said, should we go out there and root up the tires among the wheat? You know, tires and wheat look identical, but they ain't. One's good, one's bad, right? So they said, no, at least while you trying to root that up, you'll root up the good along with it, not being able to distinguish one from the other, right?
I know, but I would have to ask somebody else that's seen you. And I have. They never said you had a demon in you, though. They said you was off the hook in there, but I ain't never had nobody say you had a demon in you.
When God revealed himself to me, because they did. They said I was evil, man. And I looked at myself like something was wrong with me because I couldn't cry, I couldn't feel, I didn't feel shit, you know. I tell somebody, yeah, I got love for you. You won't even feel the shit. It's just something I said. It's good to say, you know. And motherfucker, so-and-so died. Who? How he died? You know, damn, that's bad, man.
But you wouldn't care?
Nah, I wouldn't one way or the other. You know, it didn't affect me, right? Wasn't no feelings, real sorrowful feelings, right? You know, man, he was a good dude, man, all this shit, right? It was like, but I knew, man, when my feelings came back, man, I always knew that I was born with so much was revealed to me, man. It made me understand what I done did in life. Here's what I did. And people do this all the time in life, man. I'm gonna give a name to it. I gotta find that dude's name though. I'm gonna put his name on it. A battle took place in the Bible. King Saul went up against an army, but he had to go to a witch to bring Samuel the prophet up to try to seek advice from her. He did. God done put a decree out to kill the witches, man. He done violated that. Brought Samuel up. Samuel said, man, what is it you done done? You remember what God decreed? He said, yeah, but our big army is coming against me. I don't know what to do. He said, don't worry about it. tomorrow you and your son will be joining me. And the next day the war broke out and they got killed. Now before he died, this king, now his son, Jonathan, him and King David was like this, bro. I'm talking about the best of best, but his daddy, Saul, didn't like David because everybody loved King David. He was taking away the love of him. So his daddy kept trying to kill David, you know. But anyway, the next day, somebody, one of them little, I call him a homeless person, was roaming around looking at the battle. And when it was over, you know, they scavengers go over and see what they can steal. So he took the king's crown. Because Saul told his servant, he said, I've been wounded, man. I can't move. He said, they coming. When they come up on me, they going to torture me. Run your sword through me, man. He said, I can't do that, man. You're the king. So he turned his sword up and went down on it himself, right? So that dude took his sword and his crown and made it to King David. He's like, I'm rich. You hear me? So when he went to King David, he said, what can I do for you? He said, well, I was there when the battle took place and I saw all of it. He said, how'd it go? He said, well, Saul and his son Jonathan, they dead. And I was there right at the last moment when the king told me, he said, run your sword through me. Don't let them take me because they're going to torment me. So I did the king's bidding. I ran my touch through with my sword and I brought his crown to you. Who the fuck he, in other words, who the fuck he think you are, man? You killed him. No, that ain't your job, bro. You killed one of the guys anointed. He told his man, kill his sucker.
So he should just told the truth.
Yeah. And for living that lie, he got punished for that lie. You got people running around right now taking credibility for things that they really didn't do, but they take the credibility to try to look good in somebody's eye and get punished for it.
That's a good point, Fleece.
So what it's called is like, it's a reversal of wolves in sheep clothing.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of sheep dressing up as wolves to get by the wolves. See? They want to talk just like the wolves. I'm like, yo, man, let's do it. You know?
And end up in prison and fold like a tent.
They sheeps for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't even realize it. You know, they can go through shootouts and all this stuff, get a name in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
But they was born a sheep, not a wolf, bro. And situations to bring it out of them, right? When you'll come face to face with, prison will make you see who you are, man. For real. You'll know who you are. When you come out of prison, you will know the man you are.
So let me ask you this. So the people that get out and continue to go back in, they must be wolves, because they can handle it.
Yeah, no doubt.
In some way. I'm not saying they got to be big, bad.
You right. These ain't the sheep dressed up in wolves' clothes. These is real wolves. They try to impose as sheep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, get out and get caught, you know, as wolves and get punished for it, right?
Yeah.
These ain't the sheep dressed up in wolves, you know, try to get along with the clique. You know, I'm going to be like y'all, man. I'm going to smoke weed. We going to bang. We going to fight. Whoever. And then mamas and them be like, he knows better than you know me. Oh, y'all mad at me because I ain't one of y'all and all this shit. All right? And when you get in one of the real bad situations, oh boy, damn, big bad wolf.
You said something to me that I still, I've been thinking about ever since you said it. Because I'm trying to understand it, but I guess
What?
my brain might not be big enough. I don't know. You said some people have to go to prison to learn.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. People sins corrects them. Their own sin is going to correct them. Like, for instance, let's say my sin is raping people. Okay, I've been getting away with it, you know, it's a sin in me, right? But that sin is the thirst is gonna pick up. My own sin is gonna correct me. It's gonna get me in a situation where I'm gonna get caught, I kill. And if I don't get killed, I'm gonna get caught, and I'm gonna get all of what I did brought back up. You know, now I got time, I never get out. You know, my correction came from my own sin, right? Mm-hmm. My sin caught me.
Right.
You know, the sin that you've been using to get away with shit, doing shit, that same sin is going to be the sin that's going to capture you, right?
Does it correct him, or does it punish him and put him away for the rest of his life?
It depends on the person. Like, it depends on a lot of situations. Like, first, you got people that get locked up that don't think they got a problem.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
I'm doing what I'm doing to survive. You know, that's the excuse, right? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to take care of my family, man. You know, I'm not going hungry after for nobody. You know, all that shit.
I know, why don't you get a job?
Yeah, all that shit. You know, I try to get a job, man, motherfucking shit won't work, you know, because I'm being locked up.
Okay.
You know, excuse after excuse, right? And, so these are the people is not really looking for correction. You know, they don't even think they got a problem. They think what they do, they gotta do. This is what I know, this is all I know, right? This is my way to riches. To having what I want. And it's a trap. And when they get caught in it, they go locked up and come, they don't change until they can acknowledge that they got a problem. People don't change when you don't think you got a problem. You know, I mean, you need to start smoking for what? You don't see me falling out and all that shit. They don't think they got a problem. It's just not a problem. Until they get in a situation where something is irreversible, right?
And it's funny you said it because, you know, well, we both kind of read the comments. I think I read them more than you do. But I read a comment one time. I might have said something about it before, but it makes so much sense to me because pedos and serial grapers, I don't know if they could be rehabilitated. I think if you got it in you to be attracted to kids and could, you know, be a serial graper to, you know, women and all that, I don't think you can heal from that personally. No,
one thing, one of the main reasons is the rape part is a sexual crime. And what I mean by sexual is that the people committing rape, they committed rape because regular sex don't really excite them. You know, when a girl just give it to them or something like that, to them it's nasty. You know, it's like, it's not exciting, it ain't romantic, it ain't sexually stimulating.
They want to fight for theirs.
They want it to be refused. They want to be able to feel like, you know, I'm gonna take this bitch, right? And rip her shit open, get in it and make her like it, right? You know, and they mad, that's their fantasy, right? You know, it ain't no good until I can take it, right? And that's what make them come, knowing they got one there that done refuse them and they all up in 100.
You know what they gonna say, you explaining that, right?
Whoa.
The people watching.
Well, is this on? I don't care what they gonna say, but I'm telling you, man, I can explain this because I've been around these people 40 years, man. I done talked to them.
Right.
I know they mindset.
But man, check this out. The people in the guy in the comment that time, he said, if FLEECE did so much of this taking in prison, why don't he do it out here? Where it's more to take, more, you know,
That's what I'm trying to get to, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When he said that, it clicked. I was like, damn, you can't say it no better than that, because somebody that does that don't stop doing it.
No, they can't get off unless they take it. The ones they rape because that's what gets them off, man. That's what make them nut. You know, it makes them nut. A girl just giving it to them, it don't. They probably can't get hard, right? But when they think they get ready to take it, it's just like in prison masturbation. I did that in prison, masturbated, and it got to the point where I get off better if she turn and look at me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know she can't.
You mean the social worker or whatever?
Yeah, whoever it is, if she can lock eyes with me while I'm stroking. Oh boy, that enhanced it, boy, like cream, but now I'm in trouble. You know, I'm getting to get locked up, you know. But, so, and I done talked to a lot of people, and man, I sat at the table with people that done did everything. From killing their families to raping their grandmamas. You know, dude raped his grandmama twice and really didn't think he did nothing wrong. He said, what gets me, she didn't say nothing the first time. I just looked at him. I said, she didn't say nothing the first time because you her grandson, man. She don't want to say, hey, my grandson just raped me. But when you came back from second, yeah, she had you locked up. And when that case, we happened to get out of prison, and then I found out years later, they living together now. So you got some people that like it. You know, once you take them, it gets them out. Sometimes I met a woman that told me, I don't like having sex unless I think I'm being, you know,
taken advantage of,
raped, you know.
Yeah.
And she wants you to perform it. And I'm like, hell no. I'm not performing this shit. She called the police and all this stuff. No. And so she was going with a Haitian, and that's their custom, man. And they don't ask a woman for a date. They just take them, you know.
Hold on. Is it? That's not, what do you mean?
Yeah, that's their custom, man.
Who told you? Where you learned that at?
I learned that from prison.
Well, it must be a Haitian in prison then.
And it's like them Africans, the girls select the men by their smell, man.
Oh, here you go with this again.
No, for real. The stinkier you are, the hell of a man you are over.
You know, they said you was wrong about that in the comments the last time you said it.
No, I wasn't. See, they talk about, the people that say I'm wrong, they thinking about Africa as just one continent, you know, a country. Africa's a continent. They got 53 countries that makes up the continent of Africa. You got some rich countries in them countries, then you got some that is still poor, where they still take baths out of creeks and dirty water. And wherever they can find, and they walk around with no shoes. They got a bunch of countries over still in Africa in that condition. You know, where they still running around.
Not modernized yet.
Yeah, they got spurs and all that. They still got them. And you got a lot of people in the modern world want to keep them like that. Because they do filming and all that stuff. They want to go over and see how it is in a prime minister state. And they try to keep the people like that with no bathrooms and showers. And the places where they got these poor Africans, they got the richest minerals and stuff on earth. And then white people come over and take all this stuff, go back to their country and live in big old mansions and stuff. And come over and take all this stuff and keep them in the state they in, man, where they run around with nothing. So I done been fortunate enough to be in the company of people that reveal truth to me. And so it's just like, I want to speak on something. I said I wasn't going to go politics no more. when we talk about the Jeffrey Epstein files,
How you get from that to jumping on that?
man, it just popped in my mind. Let me just make this point. Like, I'm showing people my intelligence, right? You wanna know how intelligent I am. So, and one man, he got up on TV, World News, he said, they asked him about Jeffrey Epstein going to his island. He said, me and my wife, we decided this man was disgusted and we never gonna go to none of his island parties no more. He tried to leave it right there. He said he ain't know nothing else about it. And Donald Trump said, well, when I knew what he was doing, we didn't attend none of his stuff. So, the questions to him should have been to both of them. What was he doing? And then when they say he was, you had knowledge of what he was doing, and you waited, 10 years to tell the public that you knew a man that had underage girls and stuff, right? And you didn't try to reach out to help them girls get back to their families and stuff. They, tell them how they went about, getting them like that. But they had knowledge of it. So if we had knowledge of it and you kept it a secret, you kept it a secret because you were part of it. Why are you trying to act dumb now? You call yourself acting dumb, but you really exposing yourself. I'm going to say, well, he's a foul man. He's a nasty man. I won't have nothing to do with him no more. All a person got to do is say, what is foul about it? Well, what? He underage girls and all that. When did you know about that? Well, I knew then. You said when you found out about it then. That's 10 years ago. Said you stopped messing with him because of it. But did you report it? If you knew he did it and you are bad enough to where you stop messing with him, why didn't you report it? You didn't report it because you was part of it.